Brothers and sisters, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, and welcome to another edition of EBX discussion. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone that we are in. And if you listen to the sound of one's voice and many other great reachers and teachers out here, and those who have reached a wise state in their lives, be thankful, because even those who speak and those who are aware and stable, we can use encouragement too. It just make us that much more stronger, brothers and sisters. And I always bring up, I honor thy ancestors, those who fought hard to get many of us in that stable divine place that we are in. I know there are many opinions about ancestors, but come on now. What if our ancestors didn't give a damn? What if they were selfish and didn't do the things they did? You think things would be a little different right now? So that's just one's opinion. But without our ancestors, a lot of things that melanated brothers and sisters did accomplish and conquer, I don't know if we would have conquered it if those wouldn't have put forth the effort way before us. So I don't put down our ancestors, far or near, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But just my theory, whether we know it or not, our ancestor spirit is working through us, but it's the same thing as receiving that divine spirit in the teachings of Mother Nature. We have to receive it. It's the same kind of force. Because remember, folks, our ancestors, that divine force in them was amplified because they was 100% tuned in. So that's what we got to get back to. But, it's been a gazillion, trillion, billion years ago since, some hear that voice from that great divine, but it's harder to hear it now because of so many distractions since the time that voice was elevated. So that's why I got Brother Chadwick on my banner here. And brothers and sisters, embrace our royal spirit and activate that great divine power deep within. And I mean, we have to. Life will teach us. The best lesson in this life is Mother Nature. Life experiences. If we're willing to learn, we'll learn the bad way, or we can learn the positive way. Or sometimes we go through a little bit of a challenge that make us become unapologetic. Family member, brother or sister, young or old, general, salute. It can be a challenging space, but you can breathe, right? Brothers and sisters, we can breathe when we finally get to a space of what? Clarity. It's wonderful. We have to embrace that royal spirit. We come from royalty. We come from kings and queens. I don't care what nobody say. We got to embody that and remember that. And I wanted to speak on my brother Chadwick on my banner here, which I've done some research on Chadwick, but some I didn't know. Chadwick was very knowledgeable. He was a very powerful brother. He was a deep brother. And he was royalty. There's many untold stories about Chadwick. And he was another one of those that, as many of our great real brothers and sisters that have transitioned, may they rest in peace and in power. As far as those that were, I wouldn't even call him a celebrity. He wasn't a celebrity because he was definitely true to himself. He was just a true brother that happened to be a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like DMX, Bernie Mac. Who else? Pimp C, just those that are no longer with us, that didn't lose that royal spirit that they have within. Again, like I said a few minutes ago, our ancestors are really trying. That spirit of our ancestors are working overtime to connect with us, but we don't want to connect with it. I'm connecting to our ancestors. I will forever be grateful. Like I said about my Aunt Vera and those who transition to my family, I would never talk down on them and our ancestors. I would never do that. I mean, that's almost like messing with God. You know what I mean? Especially if they were righteous and they left a righteous impact, which my Aunt Vera did. She left her finances and everything she worked for. She left it for her family. Like Harriet Tubman. Just think if we didn't have no Harriet Tubman. What if those who were slaves? I know there's different theories and stuff surrounding that, the slavery and stuff. But overall, what if we didn't have a Harriet Tubman? What if we didn't have the lady that didn't take a stand on the bus. Whatever our opinions is, who gives a damn? They took a stand. What if none of those things ever transpired? What if they never happened? What if those in our families, that helped us get stable, those who are fortunate to have a stable family, what if our grandparents and our parents didn't give a damn, So we got to stop that shit talking down on our ancestors, those who are doing that, because that's so fucking disrespectful. It really is, you know. So, and we talk about we love God, we love this positive force, but we don't even show the same love for ourselves. It's ridiculous, But we expect that great divine to love us through everything, through our shortcomings, things we try to do in the dark, which is ridiculous. And it's for me too. We can't hide from that great divine force. People can think what they want to think, but you keep on living. As my grandmother said, may she rest in peace and in power. And my grandmother used to say, keep on living, buddy, and you'll find out if there's a divine force out there. Sometimes it takes time. It depends on the individual, the power that we hold within. Things we know, as I learned from two great brothers, not believe, when we know that great divine spirit within. Because when you know yourself and you know your spirit, you begin to know our children, significant other, if you have one. We'll begin to know the world in a different light. We'll see it through that great divine lens and through our ancestors that fought so very hard, brother or sister. Shaka Zulu, always bring him up. Those who stood with him, brother and sister. Do you know how much courage they had to take? Do you know what they went through? Put ourselves in their time. Would we survive? Think about it. Take all this shit away from us, this technology and phones and computers and all this shit. Some of us would lose our damn mind. Real talk, because one of the things Malcolm X taught is to fight in a spiritual battle with the least amount of tools. So, in other words, if you clog down with material shit, superficial shit, and you're using social media to fill a void within, you're going to be fucked up. Real talk. So we have to stay the fight, use social media, see social media for what it is, and in the world, take bits and pieces, but don't forget the core. I always say the core is the family, ourselves, our children, our family. Then we work our way out. So embody that royal spirit. We come from royalty. We come from kings and queens. We got to stop just saying that because it sounds good. No, we come from kings and queens. And, I'm not even going to put down. I know we don't like, our sisters out here twerking and booty popping and all that. But that stems, some of that, not all of it, some of it stems from the spirit of our ancestors. Because as we know, our African sisters were beautiful. And they could move when they used to dance, it was like art. But some of the dances they do now, but it's a different mindset. If you see what I'm saying. See, dancing to our ancestors back then was like an art. They appreciated their sisters, and it wasn't about a twerking thing. It was about the art of the body, so it's the mindset, and they used to wiggle their hips. They didn't pop and drop and did all that. And their body was so sculptured, and back then they didn't. It's like our ancestors were automatically like built solid, healthy, strong. That's how, because they were fully 100% connected with that divine force. There was nothing toxic within them, and I'm sure if it was any toxicity within the village, they were taken care of. I'm sure. So that's why we got to embody and embrace that royal spirit that we come from. Why you think we got all these reachers and teachers out here? Why do you got those that come up out the rise up like Phoenix and be even more powerful than they were before? And this brother or sister, this could be in our families that evolve and do things way different than we thought. I'll use that example. How we know somebody in our family and, and they end up becoming this totally different person, a better person, and they become better and help others and stuff like that. That's in all of us. We have to tap into it, and again, it's in whatever area we are in our life, wherever part of the world. Remember, I go above and beyond, it's not just speaking on some platform. We have many great teachers and leaders out there. It's in all of us. Again, we come from royalty, kings and queens. That's how we know it's in us, divine abilities, that great ancestral tools is in us, because they fought hard. think about it, folks. You have to. I always ponder that, and I think about it all the time. That's why I bring up Shaka Zulu so much. Just think of what he had to face, and he used everything he could. But the two main powerful things he had was the power of nature and the power of that great divine royal spirit that he refused to let toxic entities take away from him. Like I said on a podcast I said in the past, he turned his hate against the system and evil entities, and he turned it into love for his people. He didn't turn it into hate for his people. He didn't get all emotional. No, he set out a plan, made a blueprint, so to speak, and he activated it. He executed it, and he followed through, and he gained the trust of those who rode with him. Remember, this is brother and sister, and just think how tough those sisters was back then. Man, the sisters today, no disrespect, but some of these sisters today wouldn't hold a candle to some of those sisters that rode with Shaka Zulu. They had to be tough. They had to be fearless. Are you kidding me? And that's when we know energy is real, because Shaka Zulu was fearless, and he wasn't emotional and scared and, oh, what's gonna happen. He did what he had to do. He knew what was to come, but he had a mission to set out, just like the others that was with him, and any others that was around that area, because I'm pretty sure there were other kings. It wasn't just Shaka Zulu. I'm pretty sure he had a right hand man that probably was and sister that was probably just as fearless as him, and I thank him and many other ancestors that stuck in there, that didn't give in to the toxic things that were trying to steal their joy, peace, manhood, womanhood, that was trying to take that. And Shaka Zulu and many others like him refused to give in to that, because they knew that they were royalty, and royalty is not a cocky thing. It's something that, I don't know, it's that great divine. It's just put in us melanated brothers and sisters. So we have to see that and draw from that energy from our ancestors and embrace that royal spirit that's in all melanated brothers and sisters. That's why every other culture imitate us, copy us, and so amazed at the acrobatics of us and how we can do things, and we got hero-like abilities, and we can feel things, and some of us are almost psychic. These are all tools and things we get from our ancestors. Where do you think they come from? That's what I always say. A lot of these things we do and have and got comes from that great. It comes from that great divine, but through our grandparents, parents, and ancestors. So you can say what you want, and then when you talk against our ancestors, you're only blocking the powers from coming in. You're only blocking those gifts that can come into our psyche and our spirit. No solitude moments, times we think, when we in our creative moments. That's where those things come from. That's why I say set that tone every morning. Speak to that divine voice within. Speak to oneself, empower oneself. Be ready for that day, every day. Get our mind ready so we can be ready for whatever comes, and things won't catch us so much off the left. Have ourselves ready. And then the impact won't be much of an impact when we are fired up like our ancestors was. Go back to Harriet Tubman. Now, what if Harriet Tubman didn't give a damn? What if Harriet Tubman didn't do the things she did, as many others like her, brother or sister? What if they didn't give a damn? It's like Chadwick. You know what I'm saying? He left an impact. His spirit will live on. And I did a podcast with him, my banner, before, but what popped in my spirit was taking the throne. And this, it shows him sitting there, and you see that look on his face, and that's the spirit that Chadwick really carried. He was another one of those that had that light that couldn't be matched. That's why, like I said, I've done a little research on Brother Chadwick, and there's some few theories behind his death. And, it's just like Bernie Mac and many others, just something weird. You know what I mean? Something ain't right. Because he was one of those true brothers. He had a light that couldn't be matched, and he was royalty. So, and it's some theories. I like Chadwick. I didn't, the other brother that, I ain't gonna really say nothing against him, but the other brother that played in that movie, Black Panther, that played the bad guy or whatever, I've done a little research on him too. And I don't know, I'm put a question mark on that brother. But if I was, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put a period on that. Those that have to do their own research. But It's some theories behind old Chadwick and that brother. You know, it's some situations behind it, but you have to do your own research. But Chadwick, in my opinion, my theory, the reason why he's not here because of his light. And I'm just gonna stop right there. And that's just my theory, my opinion. Cause he had a light that outshined those. And he was royalty. He was more, like I said, he was a brother of royalty that just happened to be a celebrity. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And he was talented. He was more than that. But like I said, he was a deep brother. He was more than just movies. He was considered royalty. You have to, like I said, do your research, you know, go back and look at how he had that, how people looked at people, you know, I ain't talking about people in the industry, in the movie industry, not them. I'm talking about his home, you know, where he lived. Those people who he grew up with that was close to him, knew he was royalty. So, and a lot of people know the real truth behind Chadwick's transition, you know, real talk. So even though they say he was sick and all that, I ain't gonna get into it, you know. But see, when you're not in the matrix and you observe and you study things and you have that royal spirit, you see the real truth. You see through the smoke screens, just like our ancestors did back in the day. And they didn't have social media and platforms and all this stuff. They did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And stay connected with their true selves. And they made sure they passed that vibration on to those who rode with them. So I salute our ancestors that fought. I will never talk down on them. I don't care what people say, you know, and shame on those who talk against our ancestors. You know, if we open up and accept that spirit, we never know what'll come in, but we don't know unless we try, right? So, I mean, what's the harm in it? It's not going to hurt us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's stupid. The different things our melanated brothers and sisters fight about, argue about. It's crazy. It's all about having, you know, that inner peace and teaching others to cultivate and maintain their inner peace. That's what it's about. Not where, you know, who's doing what and who's in what religion, what ancestor did. One thing we know for sure, that a lot of our ancestors, some died, you know, fought hard, sacrificed, did everything they could to get us to the stable place that we are in. All the marches, all the speeches, all that. What if none of that got done? Something had to be done. We can't just sit back and not do nothing, you know? So we got to stop criticizing our ancestors that fought through tooth and nail. Some died and man, went through suffering and seen their children suffering, families suffering, had death threats on their family, like Malcolm X. We all know Malcolm X got his house blown up, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And I have a speech right here on my channel. I do my meditation, EBX meditation, where I have audio with Malcolm X speaking, and I have one of them here on my channel. It was a speech that he was giving right after an explosion where they tried to take him out. So you don't think our generals, our warriors, brothers and sisters didn't know what was to come, but they didn't give a damn. All they saw was freedom. And you know, and being true to oneself and living how they want to live, you know, and that's royal to me. It's more than just having diamonds and rubies and be looked at as a king or queen. No, royalty is a spirit within. It's a state of mind, because that's where we come from, brothers and sisters. And as we know, they were royal, you know, especially, you know, like the queen we had, was it Cleopatra? You know, correct me if I'm wrong. That went into Rome with all that jewelry and all that glamour and gold, and man, and you know, and others just didn't know how to react. You know, it's just they look at a sister. It's like it messes with their program. It's like they look at a beautiful sister, you know, the others, you know, and you know what other I'm talking about, something that's not melanated. You know, they see, because when you really look at a sister, and brothers too, but I just want to speak on sisters for a minute. When you really, really look at a sister, beautiful, man, very, very beautiful. It's just some just don't know how royal and beautiful they are. But it's crazy, because we as melanated brothers, we don't, some of us now, not all of us, we don't see the beauty in our sisters. But guess what? Those who are toxic and evil and exploit us, they do, you know. And it's like, wow, it's magic to them when they look at our sisters, and it's like they gotta tame them. It's like looking at something natural and pure, and it's like an evil entity that has demons with them. They got to do something to taint it and mess it up. You know, that's kind of like my opinion on Aaliyah. It's like they took Aaliyah, because when you look at Aaliyah, Aaliyah was beautiful, talented, and there will never be another Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen that movie she played in, Queen of the Dam, it broke my heart when I seen Leah. I did not like that movie. I didn't. I hated seeing Aaliyah like that. And it's like, when I didn't, and it hurted me when I seen Aaliyah in that movie. That's it. That's it. The Queen of the Dam. Oh, I hated that. I hated it. It hurted me, you know. And the first thing that popped in my spirit was like, damn, they got her. You know what I mean? That's what popped in my spirit. You know, that's just me, my opinion. Everybody has their own theories about that, but it's like, damn, they got her. You know what I mean? I knew after I seen her in that movie, I knew things weren't going to be well after that. You know, that's just an intuition. And if you've done a little studying on the industry and how they get down, you know what I'm talking about. So it's like they stole her innocence. You know, they stole her purity. And I hate that in a sister. And brothers too. But I'm just speaking on sisters. Because sisters can be very beautiful. You know, even though I've had my ups and downs with sisters, I still see the beauty in them. Because I have studied the conditioning, you know, that Malcolm X said that a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters are under, or been under, or still under, you know. So I understand that. But those have to understand that themselves. But yeah, it hurts me to see sisters just squander their beauty. It's like when a sister is intentionally toxic and they're healthy and nothing wrong with them, to me, that's a waste of beauty. And that's in and out. Because you don't have to be beautiful on the outside to be beautiful. Because you can be very beautiful on the inside. It might not have a very attractive physical body, but have the most wholesome, beautiful spirit in the world. I've met sisters like that. And I'm telling you, it's like, it hurts you. You don't want to speak on real issues, but we have to. And I have to say, from 1 to 100, most of the sisters that I meet are attractive, that are attractive. Now, sometimes it could be me. I'll take accountability. It's not always a sister. You know, sometimes it's me. And I deal with myself when it is me. But when it's not me, most of the sisters that I have met throughout my lifetime that were attractive, they had some kind of issue going on within. Between I say between 1 to 100. I would say at least 80 to 90% of sisters have some kind of void or some kind of conditioning or something they went through. And I mean, just like all of us, we all have come through some kind of conditioning. But, you know, thankful, many of us have come out of it. So we're able to see it in others, you know. But it's always up to others to come up out of it themselves. All we can do is reach and teach and help you pull out those bad things that some of our sisters have within them. That's what make them do different things to their bodies and all this crap on their face and their body parts. And it's ridiculous. And as I said before, I say again, those who alter their body, and this could be brother or sisters, because you got brothers doing it too, hair pieces and all type of dumbass shit. You're going to get old one day, folks. I think we forget that. And all this plastic shit and this fake shit we doing to ourselves, it's going to all fall off when we get older. That's when you're going to see the bad results of doing unnatural things to our royal body, you know, that royal spirit that's in us, you know. When we get older, when we get up in age, all that fake shit you're doing to your body ain't going to mean a damn thing then. So take care of your body the best way, you know, eat right and do the things we supposed to do, and we will be satisfied with our physical body. But you have to be secure within oneself. If you have voids and you're not secure within yourself, it's a whole lot of fucked up shit you're going to be doing. And that's anything, you know, if you're not stable in your mind, you know, and not secure within yourself. So, you know, when I come across sisters that are a little toxic within, I'm talking about when I ain't did nothing, you know, I ain't caused them to be toxic. So I just want to put emphasis on that. I'm talking about sisters that's just not aware of how they're acting and just used to being a certain way. You have to come out of that. You know, again, like I said a few minutes ago, gonna be old one day. And that's for our brothers too now. You know, that fake shit is not gonna get us anywhere. Deal with any triggers we have, anything we need to deal with mentally, physically, and we all say it together, folks, spiritually, mind, body, soul. See, hear, and feel. Keep that psyche sharp, you know. And just think about Harriet Tubman. You don't think she was I mean, I'm sure she wasn't scared. She had to have no fear within her. But I'm sure a little bit of her was nervous, but she turned that energy into helping her people free, as many others, and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I don't care what people say about them. People come up with these theories and what he did, and who gives a damn? Who cares? He still made his mark. He did what he had to do. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidences. When you're trying to lead and you're speaking good energy, of course there are going to be negative entities around you that try to uh, make you look bad or garnish or try to tarnish your legacy. And of course, those things is a given. But hey, I would rather for him to did that than nothing and to happen at all. Like I said, what if our ancestors didn't do shit? What if they were selfish? What if they sat around and of course they didn't have social media back then, but just think if they took selfies and all they cared about is attention and all, and just so I think it'd be kind of fucked up right now. It really would. If just nobody didn't give a damn, it'd be kind of fucked up. But thank that great divine that our ancestors cared, and they didn't care because a lot of them could probably see through to the future. A lot of them could see far ahead, real talk. Even though we had evil entities that plot and planted and plundered and raped and steal and all that and set things in motion for years to come. But guess what? Our ancestors did the same damn thing. You don't think they didn't know what things was to come? That's why they did the things they did. Real talk. And that's why we have so many great teachers out here, brother or sister, whether we got a platform or not. Those that are on fire and not giving in to this raggedy ass system, where do you think it comes from? The spirit of our ancestral warriors that did not give up and embodied their royal spirit and activated that divine power deep within. So that's why a lot of us are standing firm today, whether we know it, like it, or not. That's my theory. That's my opinion. So I will never talk down on thy ancestors. I honor thy ancestors, man, who sacrificed and fought hard for me. Anybody else want to go against it, go right on ahead. All you doing is blocking what's to be received, and I'm receiving it. And when I say set the tone every morning, however we meditate, pray, remember we're all different walks of life, but we're all reaching for that same divine warrior spirit deep within to deflect us from things on the outside, to blind us from the right things of life. Remember, we do right even when no one's looking, even when it's not easy. That's when we elevate. That's when we ascend, and we begin to see things when we do the right thing, not get caught up in them dumbass human feelings. I say from time to time, never ever listen to this dumbass human flesh. It get you in trouble every time. Psychological wars. Win those psychological wars. Man, please, I'm begging you, brother, sister, family member. When I say set that tone, well, either however we do it, if we're in our house, watch something like YouTube got a lot of meditation videos. Watch those meditation videos. My favorite one is the 7 African Powers. It's on YouTube. It says 7 African Powers. As I said before, I'm looking at it right now. It's on my screen. And it's wonderful if you got a big screen because it just looks better and you draw the energy better. But any kind of TV, because that's what I do it for. I watch TV sometimes, but I could give a damn about having this TV, real talk. But as I said in the past, the 7 warriors I have on my screen, and it's one bold brother in the front, and you got 3 off to the side. There's one sister and 7 brothers. No, it's 6 brothers and 1 sister, and they all standing in warrior gear. And I wish I could draw it. I just love it, and I draw the energy from it. And I thank my ancestors for everything they did. I would never take that for granted, or life. Anyone I connect with, my family, even if I don't see them, I keep them in my spirit. I always draw down that great protection for oneself and everybody else, and for ourselves, from ourselves. And you already know what that from ourselves is. That enemy within, that enemy of hate, the enemy of ego, the enemy of envy. Just do the best we can with what we have. I'm telling you, connect to that royal spirit. We are royalty. You know what I'm saying? Think like that. Live like that. We got to raise our expectation of living. We are up in the universe. We're not down in this petty politics shit and this dumbass celeb gossiping and dumb shit that want to keep us grounded and not moving. Now we can be grounded spiritually where thou should not be moved, but not grounded where we're not going anywhere. We have to stay elevated, mind, body, and soul, and keep that psyche sharp. Please, begging you. So those are some of the things that was in my thought. I would always honor thy ancestors far and near. We got to embody and embrace that royal spirit. We come from kings and queens, remember? We got to act like that. Even through the mix of our mistakes, we still are kings and queens. We just got to know that, and it's just wonderful to embody our royal spirit. As I said, Brother Chadwick, a lot of people, always embody people's, when people have transitioned, I keep their spirit alive. That's why I always bring up my dad, my grandparents, my auntie, and those who transition in my family. I don't let it well, such and such gone and that. No, I don't forget about them. I keep their spirit afloat, and I will keep one's ancestors alive because they are alive and well. Again, that's why we got all these great reachers and teachers out here. We got some real ones out here now. You in that righteous space and you tapped into that royal spirit. We'll know who the real ones are, because toxic people are insecure, as many of us have learned. They'll reveal it themselves, and we don't have to do anything to them unless they try something physical. Other than that, pay them no damn mind. Stay on this mission of lifting people and keeping ourselves right, watching our own triggers so we can help our children, family, significant other, if we have one, and generals that are riding along with us, because it's wonderful, in the world and online. And I salute Brother Chadwick, for having that spirit of royalty. Again, you have to do your research. A lot of people don't even know that this man was way more than a celebrity. As I said, he was royalty. He was a royal brother that just happened to be a celebrity. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters like that are not fake, that just happen to be a celebrity. So the ones who are real, not talking about y'all. Those who are fake and hiding shit, feel sorry for you, because it'll come out sooner or later. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's anybody that's trying to sneak and manipulate and be evil and all that. Let me know how that work out. So we keep them off into a dumbass space to themselves. And we stick with the righteous brothers and sisters, family members, those who are tapped in to that royal spirit, and don't never let nothing stop us from activating that great divine power that many melanated brothers and sisters have, just waiting to be manifested. Real talk. So if nothing else in this life, brothers and sisters, stay aware, practice things to keep us having clarity so we can be aware of things to come. Don't be oblivious. Stay strong, control what we can control, and the things that we can't control, keep them on the back burner. Keep on figuring out a way to control them. But we focus on the things we can't control, which is ourselves. We can control ourselves. I want to hear that can't shit. We can control ourselves. Some of us have been through the worst and standing firm today. It can be done, So I thank thy ancestors and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, man, tap in and embrace our royal spirit that our ancestors left us. Salute.